And it's now time for Game 2 this Thursday evening softball regional finals, Flatonia versus Ganado. And with the play-by-play in Columbus, here's Gary Dushek.
All righty, Mike. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Game 1 of the two-way Division One semifinal here in Region 4. This will be a matchup. Again, two teams out of 29 AA, the Ganado Maidens and the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs. Ganado was the district champ in the regular season. They have a record of 26-5-1. The Flatonia Lady Bulldogs at 16-10-11, but they have really come to life here in the playoffs. Had that big comeback win last week over Holland, scoring 6 runs in the 7th inning when they were down 10-4 to pull that one out 12-10. And Ganado is coming off a pretty easy sweep over Thorndale of 12-0. Well, check that. The second game was 2-1. So Ganado, to get to this point, swept Refugio by a combined 32-0. Then they swept Three Rivers 14-4 and 3-0, and beat Thorndale 12-0 and 2-1. Flatonia opened up with a one-game win over Skidmore Tynan of 8-1. Then they went 3 games with Charlotte. Lost the first one 13-4, but came back and won 11-7 and 11-8. And then last week in that one gamer against Holland, another comeback win, down 10-4 going to the 7th, and scored 10-6 rather, going to the 7th, and scored 6, and they pulled that one out 12-10. So this is our nightcap of our District 29 double hitter here. Remember, Shiner won the first one over Weimer 6-3, and Shiner scoring 4 runs in the top of the 7th inning. And rather the bottom of the 6th inning, and Shiner and Weimer came back with a run in the 7th, but way too short. And the Lady Comanches have a 1-game-to-none lead, and that series resumes back here in Columbus tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. This series here will resume tomorrow night back here in Columbus with the 6 o'clock game. I do have a score for on the Leopards and Bridge City, the Cardinals. Playing at Reckling Park over at Rice University, and Bridge City was leading 4-0 in the 6th inning with a 3-run 3rd inning. Neither team has made an error, but Bridge City was up late in that game. Game 1, 4-0. The Leopards trailing Bridge City. That series goes to Humble Summer Creek tomorrow for Game 2 tomorrow night. So the Leopards again play down 4 runs in that ball game late over at Rice University in Houston. Umpires and the 2 coaches meeting at home plate as we're going to be getting this game under. It's gotten really very comfortable. It wasn't all bad a while ago with the breeze, but head coach for the Flatonia Bulldogs, Shane Walker, and for Ganado, their head coach is James Hart. Now, I don't know what they're going to do pregame here. I would assume they're going to do the introductions, but whether they do the national anthem once again, that I do not know. I do know that Flatonia will be the visiting team here for this first game of this series, and luckily them and Weimer both were in the first base dugout, so we didn't have to pack up anything. We just basically got up for a few minutes and sat right back down. So we went from all purple in the stands for Game 1 now to the dominant color now will be maroon for both of these two. All right, let's introduce the starters for this game. First of all, for the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs, they will lead off with their shortstop, Brindley Zimmerman. Batting second will be the pitcher, J. Lee Trussell. Third baseman, Emma Kozler, will bat third. Kara Croyle, the center fielder, bats fourth. Hitting fifth will be the designated player, Braylee Nieto. Emma Klozik, the right fielder, bats sixth. Sadie Noshka will bat seventh and play second. Blakely Rickler, the first baseman, hits eighth. And batting ninth will be the catcher, Katie Templeton. The flex player for the Lady Dogs tonight will be the left fielder, Kinsey Cedillo. Not often I get to watch an NBA game here doing a ball. All right, for the Flatonia, so then wearing maroon pants, white pinstripes with predominantly maroon jerseys with black sleeves. The numbers and letters in black outlined in white, and Ganado wearing white uniforms tonight, but it is a pinstripe with some maroon, a very traditional-looking baseball-style uniform. All right, Ganado will start with this lineup tonight. They will lead off with their right fielder. That would be Lacey Holt. Batting second, the shortstop, Madison Wimpy. Hitting third, the catcher, Kaylin Benavides. Kyla Stanchek, the designated player, will bat fourth. Faith Palacios, the second baseman, bats fifth. Hitting sixth will be the third baseman, Raylyn Pena. Batting seventh will be the first baseman, Paisley Hayofsky. Jordan Bundick will bat eighth and play center. And Zoe Ibarra, the left fielder, will bat ninth. The flex player for Ganado is their pitcher, Sailor Burris. And the last we heard, the Flatonia Bulldog baseball team was leading 6-3. And that game should be starting to get a little late. That's top of the seventh. Yeah, they started at 6:30, so the Bulldogs up late in that game in game one over the Burton Panthers. We got a really comfortable night here in Columbus. It wasn't bad a while ago with the sun out, but the breeze was blowing. And top of the seventh, 6-3. Flatonia's leading and Burton is batting. Okay, so Flatonia's about to win the first game there. Okay, good. They're introducing the starters now for Ganado. They're running out to their positions. They have a good record. They're 26-5-1. Flatonia 16-10-1. And the winner of these series here in Columbus, we didn't talk about this a while ago, move on to the state semifinals in their respective divisions. But like it is in all the other sports, it ain't the state tournament yet. It's the state semifinals. And you will play the Region 3 winner at a site to be determined by the two coaches. It's like they were doing a playoff game like now. Again, the last we saw, the Leopards were trailing Bridge City 4-0 late in their first game down at Rice University in the baseball playoffs. Tomorrow night, we'll have a day-night doubleheader. It'll be Round Top Carmine at 4:30 and the Schulenburg Shorthorns at 7. All right, we'll take a break and be back here in about 90 seconds to get our ball game underway from here in Columbus.
Hullab Real Estate, serving Central Texas and beyond for over 20 years, is a full-service real estate brokerage with offices in New Braunfels, Hallettsville, and Flatonia, specializing in farm and ranch, residential and commercial. Their customer service and sales results will meet or exceed your expectations. Stop by their Flatonia office at 205 West South Main Street to see Bernadine Kiner or call her at 361-772-5105. For information on their listing and their company, visit hullabrealestate.com.
The Flatonia National Bank, a branch of the First National Bank of Shiner, is your hometown bank offering traditional banking that is here to stay. Being a community bank means supporting local schools, churches, and nonprofit organizations so that we can build a better community together. So join Flatonia National Bank in supporting the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs in today's softball playoff game. Go Lady Bulldogs! Please visit Flatonia National Bank in person or online at fnbshiner.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Thinking of building a new home? Call Don Mikulinka Custom Builder Incorporated at 361-865-9217. No matter what size of home, they're ready to make your home building experience a pleasant one. Contact Don Mikulinka Custom Builder Incorporated at 361-865-9217. Let them help you make your dream home come true. Owners Don and Beverly are proud to support the Lady Bulldogs softball team, wishing the Lady Bulldogs the best of luck in the playoffs. A proud sponsor of this broadcast.
All right, in the circle for the Ganado Maidens will be a right-hander. It is Sailor Burris. Now run through this defense. Their first baseman is Paisley Hayofsky. As they huddle around the pitcher and get ready to go here. It'll be Zimmerman, Trussell, and Kozler here for Flatonia here in the top of the first inning. A new three-man. We had a four-man crew for this one. This is a different, complete set of different umpires here for this one. I understand out of the Brazos Valley chapter up in Bryan. And here's Brinley Ramirez, or Brinley Zimmerman to lead it off for the Lady Dogs. And the first pitch of our game is low and in for ball. From Sailor Burris. All right, Burris ready, and the pitch to Zimmerman. That's a swing and a pop up behind the plate, but not high enough for them to make a play on it. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Zimmerman. We've just started the nightcap of our doubleheader here in Columbus. The 1-1 to Zimmerman. There's a good hard fast one in there for a strike. And it's 1-2 here. All right, Burris looks in, pitch into Zimmerman. Change up, swings through that one for strike 3. And there is 1 out. That one kind of bounced in there. You could have. All right, here's Jaylee Trussell, the Lady Dog pitcher. She is a left-hander. All right, first pitch into Trussell. She pops one down the left field side. That'll be well foul past the dugout, out of play, and it's 0-1. So 1 strike to Trussell. 1 away here in the first. Pitch from Burris. There's a ball hit sharply into left field. Base hit, and Trussell goes opposite field and hits one sharply in between third and short. And the Lady Bulldogs have a base runner here with 1 out. That'll bring up Emma Kozler, the third baseman. All right, Burris ready to pitch to Kozler. Oh, couldn't check her swing on a high pitch. Popped out of her glove. The catcher's mitt. That'll get Trussell get the second. But that was way up there, but she couldn't hold up the swing, and it's strike 1. But the runner does move up, and the ball popped out of the catcher's mitt. So Flatonia with a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And the pitch, there's a strike call on the outside corner to Kozler. Burris with pretty good velocity. All right, the 0-2 pitch, swinging a foul as Kozler fought one off there and still stays in there with an 0-2 count. Trussell the second with 1 away in the 0-2. Boy, that just missed. Not a little bit wide, perhaps, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. Got that one by her. A little bit late on the swing there by Kozler on the rise ball, and there's 2 outs. So 2 gone, and here's Kara Croyle, the Lady Bulldogs center fielder. Trussell still at second. Pitch is a swing and a foul, popped in and out of the mitt. of Ganado's catcher, Kaylin Benavides. Bradley Nieto's on deck. Flatonia looking for a 2-out hit here. Possibly get a run home. Swing and a miss, and the bat went flying out of Coyle's hands toward the third base on deck circle. 0-2. All right, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Burris strikes out the side here in the first inning around the base hit. Nothing doing for Flatonia. No runs a hit. No errors or runner left. We played a half an inning. Lady Dogs nothing. The Maidens are coming to bat. We'll be back right after this.
Balcones Minerals has been keeping surfaces dry, clean, and safe since 1961 with high-quality, environmentally safe, absorbent clay products and minerals. They also offer competitive pricing and convenient packaging on orders. Located at 323 Balcones Lane in Flatonia. Call 361-865-3544 with any questions. Balcones Minerals in Flatonia is proud to support the Flatonia athletic teams, wishing the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs the best of luck in the softball playoffs. J. Barbie Foods has production plants in Welder and Weimar, and they offer quality sausage and specialty meat products for retail and food service operations. If you'd like to learn more, visit their website, jbfoods.com. That's J. Barbie Foods, proudly serving the area since 1959, family owned and operated by the Janechka family. And J. Barbie Foods is proud to be a sponsor of this broadcast, sending the best of luck wishes to the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs softball team.
All right, welcome back as the Lady Dogs hit the field for the first time tonight. Jaylee Trussell in the circle for them. All right, Ganado will send up Lacey Holt, Madison Wimpy, and Kaylin Benavides. Left-handed batter steps up for Flatonia, or excuse me, for Ganado here. And there's a bunt up the third base side, charging quickly, and it's going to be no play, base hit. Infield bunt single. Emma Kozer had no chance at third base, and Holt legs that one out, and they get a base runner on the first pitch if they're at bat here in the first. All right, Madison Wimpy, the shortstop, runs up one. The pitch is low. The runner's going, and it's a stolen base to throw high. From Katie Templeton, and Ganado putting the pressure on pretty quickly here. A bunt single, and a stolen base on the first pitch. Pitch to Wimpy, runs up on that one, takes a big cut and a miss, and it's 1-1. All right, Trussell ready. There's a little slap outside of third foul. A little half swing to the opposite field. Another swing and a slap attempt by their second hitter, Madison Wimpy, fouls it off again. Runner second, nobody out for Ganado here in the bottom of the first. Pitch to Wimpy, slaps one to third. Picked up over the first base in time by Emma Kozer, but the runner will move up to third base on the throw across the diamond, and there's one away. And that'll bring up their catcher, Kaylin Benavides. All All right, Trussell looking in with the runner at third. Here it comes, and that's low and outside for ball. One hit sharply at second. Scooped up over there. That'll get the run home, and Flatonia will take the out for the run there, as will Ganado. Fielded cleanly by Sadie Noshka at second. So the 4-3 put out and the RBI for Benavides, as Holt scores to make it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. It'll bring up Kyla Stanchik, their designated player, and that pitch is outside for ball. All right, Trussell ready, swinging a roller up the third baseline. That ball was in foul territory when it was picked up. All right, 1-1 to Kyla Stanchik. Nobody on, 2 outs. Rise ball is up for ball. Another one misses high to Stanchik, and it's 3-1 now. Ganado on the board here in the bottom of the first. All right, Trussell ready. Up there again. That's a walk. And Stanchik keeps the inning alive for Ganado with that 2-out walk. And that'll bring up their second baseman, Faith Palacios. All right, Trussell looks in, and the pitch into Palacios. That just misses. A lot of close pitches. All right, the 1-0, swinging a foul tip right into the mitt of the catcher, Katie Templeton. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Trussell ready in the pitch, swinging a foul. Good cut there by Palacios, fouled it straight back. But Trussell ahead now, ball and 2 strikes. With Stanchik at first with 1 out, 2 outs rather, and a run home for Ganado. All right, the 1-2 just upstairs for ball. All right, now a 2-2 count to Palacios. Trussell ready, change up, that's low. Got the runner hung up off for first. They throw down, but it's a little late. So a full count here now to Palacios. And you would think the runner's going to be moving here with 2 outs and a full count. There she goes. And that ball is hit in the air to left, driving back to left field. It's going to be over the head. That's going to go off the wall. Coming around third, Stanchik, they're going to waver. There's no throw. It's a double for Palacios, and it's 2-0 for Ganado. Extra base hit with 2 outs. Stanchik moving, and she scored easily. Palacios with the double and an RBI. Kenzie Cedillo, the left fielder, had no chance, and here is Raylene Pena, and that's high and away for ball. All right, Pena steps back in there. That's a strike call. And at the belt is 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. Little flare out in the center. That'll fall for a base hit. Palacios around third. He's going to score as the ball not picked up cleanly by Coyle in center. It's 3-0 on the RBI single by Pena. That error let the runner get to second. So a crooked number here in the first inning for Ganado. And here is their first baseman, Paisley Hayofsky. And that's upstairs for ball with the runner at second. All right, the 1-0. That's a slice foul off the screen of the third base dugout. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Runner second, 2 outs upstairs for ball. Now Yossi gets a hit, 2-1. All right, Trussell with the 2-1 pitch. That's hit pretty well to left, right rather, going back and reaching up Klozik, and she makes the play a step in front of the wall to retire the side. That little bit of breeze may have kept that one in. A good play by Emma Klozik in right field on that deep fly ball by Ayaski. And that will do it here for Ganado, but they put a 3 spot on the board here in the bottom of the first on 3 hits. Error and a runner left, so we're through 1 inning. Ganado up early, 3-0 over the Lady Bulldogs. We'll be back with the second inning in Columbus right after this.
For over 60 years, a trusted name for high-caliber paving and seal coating work has been J&P Farick Paving in Flatonia. They're knowledgeable in road construction, maintenance, parking lots, driveways, and they do concrete work. Call 361-772-0054. You can drive all over their work and not have to worry. The entire Farick family wishes the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs good luck in tonight's match. Special shout out to Amelia Farick, Penelope Farick, Matilda Farick, and future Bulldog Anderson J. Farick.
The Flatonia Family Health Center improves lives through health and wellness programs. The clinic offers quality care and programs in a professional, convenient, and cost-effective and accessible manner. Telehealth and in-person appointments are available. To make an appointment, call 361-865-3302. The clinic is located at 230 West North Main in Flatonia. The Flatonia Family Health Center is backing the Flatonia Bulldogs, and they are happy to be a part of this broadcast.
All right, leading it off here in the second for Flatonia, Braylee Nieto. She has a 1-ball count on her. Taylor Burr is ready, and the pitch is upstairs for ball, and it's 2-0. All right, Burris looking in. Pitch to Nieto. Right there at the knees for a call strike with the fast one, and it's 2-0. All right, the pitch. Nieto, good swing a little late and got a foul to straight back. 2-2 count here to Nieto. Klozik and Noshka will follow here for Flatonia in the second inning. And that's high for ball. So full count here to Nieto. That's 5th in the order for the Lady Bulldogs. Burr is ready. Strike 3 call on the corner, and there's an out. That's the 4th strikeout already here for Burris, and she struck out the last 3 batters. That'll bring up Emma Klozik, the right fielder, who made that good play out in deep right field in the bottom of the first on that fly ball. Left-handed hitter. And that one misses in for ball. All right, the 1-0 to Klozik. Swing and a miss. Took a little off on that one, swung over the top of it. And it's now a 1-ball, 1-strike count. All right, Burris ready. Swing and a miss. Takes one around the letters, and it's 1-2. All right, Burris ready to pitch to Klozik. Laid off that low one. Drop ball, and it's 2-2. Earlier game tonight, Shiner took a 1-0 lead over Weimar in their series, 6-3 here in Columbus. A 4-run bottom of the 6th inning was the difference in that one. It was tied 2-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a little piece of it as Klozik fought one off there to stay alive. All right, 2-2. Swing and an off-speed pitch, strike 3. Had her way out in front. And right now, Burris is in early control here. So Flatonia, the Bulldogs won game 1 of their series over Burton 6-4. So game 2 tomorrow night in Bastrop with Flatonia up 1-0 in the baseball regional semifinal. All right, here's Sadie Noshka. Little pop-up foul past the first base dugout out of play. Burris has struck out 4 straight. He has 5 already through an inning and 2/3. All right, the 0-1 to Noshka. That skips in the turf for ball, and it's 1-1. Two away, bases empty for Flatonia. All right, Burris ready, the 1-1. Swinging a foul out of play into the screen right above us here on the first base side. And Noshka down, a ball and 2 strikes. Ganado's outfielders playing to the opposite field. Bundick and center shaded toward right center. There's a chopper toward third, scooped up there by Pena over the first in time for the out. Pretty good arm across the diamond there, and a quick inning again for Sailor Burris, 3 up and 3 down. As she has retired 5 in a row now after that 1-out single by Trussell in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We're going to the bottom of the second. Maidens 1, Lady Bulldogs nothing. We'll be back. We'll check that. Maidens 3, Lady Bulldogs nothing. We'll be back with more in a moment.
The Flatonia Livestock Commission Company has been family-owned and operated by the Beck family for over 40 years. It's located in Flatonia at 1500 U.S. Highway 90 East. Their sale is every Monday at 11:30 a.m. Flatonia Livestock receives livestock 7 days a week. That's right, 7 days a week. They have holding pens in LaGrange at 1197 Carroll Lane. Call 968-5120. They also have holding pens in Ellinger at 4824 Kazmersky Road. Contact Ron Beck Jr. at 361-772-4806. Flatonia Livestock would like to thank all of you for your continued business. Their customers leave with a smile on their face. And here's a reminder, they will have a sale Memorial Day, Monday, May 26th. Hope to see you there. Wishing all of you a safe and happy Memorial Day. Selling your livestock is Flatonia Livestock's business. Once again, thank you from the Beck family and Flatonia Livestock Commission Company.
They don't do baseball. All right, Ganado comes up to bat here in the bottom of the second inning with a 3-0 lead. Daly Trussell back in the circle, and she'll face Jordan Bundick, and the first ball she hit the fly ball out to center, moving over toward right center, and Kara Coyle runs it down, and there is one away. So a one pitch out for Trussell there on that fly ball to center. And here's Zoe Ibarra, their left fielder. Good pitch right at the knees for a strike call. All right, Trussell ready. That's right in there for a strike again, and it's 0-2. All right, Jaylee ready, the 0-2. Strike three called. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Took 3 strikes. That's her first strikeout. And back to the top of the order for Lacey Holt, who opened up the game with a hit. Bunt single, scored their first run. 2 quick outs here for Trussell, and she tries to slap one and swings right through it for strike 1. The 0-1, another one. That time she tried to take a full cut, trying to slap it to the opposite field, and now she's down 2 strikes. All right, the 0-2 pop up. Left field side, foul territory. Nobody's going to get to that one. Kozer gave it a go, but couldn't reach it going toward the batting cage area, and no chance for Cedillo and left to come up on that one. So still an 0-2 count here on the leadoff batter for Ganado, Lacey Holt. And she swings and fights that one off and fouls it into the screen, and it's still 0-2. The 0-2, roller back to Trussell in the circle. One step, fires to first, inning over. Nice quiet inning for Jaylee Trussell. 3 up and 3 down here in the bottom of the second inning. And we are through 2 here in game 1 of this series. Ganado over Flatonia, 3-0. More softball on KBUK after this.
S&S Grain Incorporated in Flatonia is happy to be a part of today's playoff broadcast. S&S Grain Incorporated has been a family-owned and operated business for well over 50 years. Their business is transporting grain, and they move a lot of it all over Texas. They're located at 202 South Ferris Street in Flatonia. S&S Grain Incorporated sends out the best of luck wishes to the Flatonia Bulldogs and the Lady Dogs.
Joel's Barbecue in Flatonia serves up wonderful, delicious barbecue each time you stop in. They smoke their barbecue in wood pits until it gets that sweet, dark, delicious look and flavor. So when you're hungry, go by Joel's Barbecue at the intersection of Interstate 10 West and FM 609 in Flatonia. They're open every day except Tuesday. Joel's Barbecue is family-owned and operated. They're happy to be a part of this broadcast. KBUK, LaGrange.
Now we go to the third. Flatonia trying to get something going here. They've had one base runner through the first couple of innings. It'll be Blakely Richter, Katie Templeton, and Brindley Zimmerman. Facing Sailor Burris, who has been difficult. Has 5 strikeouts already through the first 2 innings. Flatonia won their first playoff baseball game tonight over Burton. Their first game of that series, 6-4. And the first pitch in to Richter is a strike call. Leopards still hanging in there. They're down 4-2 now in the bottom of the 7th inning and still batting to Bridge City. And there's 1 out. All right, the pitch in from Burrs. That's low for ball. And apparently Bridge City's making a pitching change. So it's 4-2 Bridge City in the bottom of the 7th. LaGrange is batting, they've scored 2 runs in the 7th inning so far. All right, the 1-1 pitch coming to Richter. Swinging a foul back. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Templeton will follow, and then Zimmerman. They're in the Flatonia top of the 3rd. Right, the pitch. Check swing and a foul. Got a little piece of that one. And she's shaking. I wonder if that ball got a piece of her hand, but she also sort of swung at it, I guess. No, here. So we got another conversation. There's been a lot of conversations tonight about whether the ball hit the bat or the hand. So we got a board meeting of the umpires here up the first baseline. Realistically, I don't know how a second base umpire could see that. I think it's going to stay as a foul ball. You know, that ball almost hit your hands. Throw that bat down and start shaking it and pounding around there. But it's a tricky one. So it goes to the foul ball. It's a ball and 2 strikes here to Blakely Richter, leading off the Flatonia 3rd inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's another strikeout for Sailor Burrs. That's 6 already for her, and here's Katie Templeton, the catcher. Third baseman Pena creeping in. Templeton takes one on the corner for a call strike. Now the Leopard game is over as Bridge City won game 1 tonight 4-2. There's a swing and a foul by Templeton. The Leps were down 4-0 going to the bottom of the 7th and scored twice. And that was as close as they got. Game 2 is tomorrow at Humble Summer Creek for the Leopards and another must-win. All right, Templeton down 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Burris. Change up, swing and a miss. Boy, that's a good pitch there, and that's strike 3. Strikeouts are adding up in a hurry here. That's 7 for her already. First pitch in to Brindley Zimmerman, the top of the order, takes one low and outside for ball. Brindley struck out swinging her first time. Sorry. All right, Burris ready to windmill. Bouncers towards second. Scooped up by Palacios, underhands to first, and another quiet 1-2-3 inning here for the Lady Bulldog Bats here in the top of the 3rd. 8 in a row retired by Burris, and we're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 3-0 lead for Ganado here in game 1. More softball here on KBUK right after this.
Call David Urban Bookkeeping and Tax Service for professional assistance in preparing your personal or business taxes. They're up to date on the tax laws, and they know how they affect your return. Call David Urban Bookkeeping and Tax Service. They will also handle your accounting and payroll needs. Their Flatonia office is at 315 North Main. Their number, 361-865-2301. David Urban Bookkeeping supports the Flatonia Bulldogs, wishing them good luck in today's game.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Now we go to the the bottom of the third inning, the Maidens will come up with Wimpy, Benavides, and Stosic. They're 2, 3, and 4 hitters facing Daly Trussell. And the first pitch into Wimpy is high and away for ball. She grounded to third her first time up. So far, all the scoring, the 3 runs in the bottom of the first by Ganado. Slice one, and that's going to be into left field, this side of the reach of Zimmerman, the shortstop, and there's a leadoff single from Madison Wimpy. Fourth hit of the night for the Maidens. And here is Kaylin Benavides, their catcher, stepping in. Swinging a foul back. They had the runner moving on that one. But she'll have to come on back to first. The 0-1 changeup is high. The runner's going again. The throw down's late. Easy stolen base for Wimpy. Good pitch to steal on an off-speed pitch. And now the Maidens with the runner in scoring position with nobody out. And they're middle of the batting order here now coming up at the plate. The 1-1. That's it down the right field line, chasing over Klosnick. That's going to be just fair. She can't get to that one into the corner. It's going to get Wimpy home, rounding the bases. Benavides around third. They're going to stop her as the ball gets in. And that opposite field triple down the right field line that landed just inches fair, and there was no chance for Klosnick to cut the ball off, much less catch it. And the Maidens get on the board here to go up 4-0. Another second RBI for Benavides tonight. They'll put in a courtesy runner for at third base. And that's going to be Haley Burris running at third for the catcher. It's a courtesy. Hitter's going to be Kyla Stanchik, the designated player, who had walked and scored in the first inning. All right. Trussell looking in with the runner at third, nobody out. There's a swing and a foul back. It's cut there by Stanchik, and it's 0-1. The 0-1. Grounder to Zimmerman is short. It gets through her, and the run was going to score anyway, but that allows Stanchik to reach, and it's now 5-0, and that'll be an E6. The run was going to score anyway, but it does allow the batter to reach base, and the inning continues for Ganado with nobody out, and Faith Palacios, the second baseman, had an RBI double in the first inning. Swings at one low and away. The runner's moving, and the throw down gets through into center field. A little bit late on the infielders deciding who was going to cover the bag, and the ball went right between them. Stolen base. In their defense, they had no chance to throw that Stanchik out there. And it was backed up by the center fielder Foyle that kept Stanchik from trying to go to third. All right, pitch to Palacios. Pop up shallow center. Kroll coming on. Should be easy. And she mishandled that one, and on to third base goes Stanchik. And it's turning into a difficult inning here for Flatonia all of a sudden. Second error of the inning. All right, Raylyn Pena will be up to third baseman. Drove in a run with a hit in the first inning. They have runners on the corners with nobody out. And that misses. And the runner moving on the pitch to second with the runner at third. No throw. That one's high and away to Braylon Pena. And there's 2 balls, no strikes. All right, Trussell needs an out here. Well, that just missed. I guess it's wide because it sure is not high. So a 3-0 count to Braylon Pena. Trussell's 3-0. That's low and out. Oh, they got a strike call on that one. Well, you give one and you get one. All right, the 3-1. That's low, and that's a walk, and that'll load up the bases. So the bases loaded now for Paisley Hayaski, the first baseman for Ganado. Second walk for Trussell. Hayaski flied to right her first time, and can really put some separation between these two with a hit here. And that's hit sharply in the middle. There's one going to score. Coming around third base is Palacios without a throw, and it's 7-0 on the 2-run single by Paisley Hayaski. Sosik scores ahead of Palacios. Stopping at second was Pena, and they still have 2 on and still nobody out. And this thing is now 7-0. Jordan Bundick, the center fielder, will be the batter. Bundick bunt. That's a good one out in front of the plate. Trussell picks it up barehanded, no play. Base hit, and the bases are loaded. Well, they are putting the pressure on Flatonia here in a lot of ways here tonight. Getting the bunts down, hitting the ball pretty hard. Coach Shane Walker coming out now to settle this mess down here in the circle with everybody on the infield. Four-run inning with a couple of hits, a couple of errors, and a couple of walks. All right, that meeting is over. Everybody's back to their spots. All right, Riley Green is going to bat here for Ibarra, it looks like. Here in the number 9 spot. Comes in with the bases loaded and takes one low and outside for ball. 7-0 for the Maidens here in the bottom of the third inning, and there's still nobody out with the bases loaded. Swing and a miss, takes one low in there, and it's a ball and a strike. One. Chopper up the third baseline. Charging is Kozler. Gets the out at home. Good play there by Emma Kozler on the force out at the plate with Pena coming in, and they get the throw to Katie Templeton for the first out. Hayaski goes to third. Bundick to second. Green on a fielder's choice. And they're going to put Ibarra back in the run as a re-entry as Green batted for Ibarra. Now Ibarra is going to run back at first base. And back to the top of the order from Lacey Holt. And she runs up on one and skies one in the center. Coyle right there waiting for it. Makes the catch. The runners tag. And they get a run home from third on the play as Pena scores. And Hayaski scores, and Bundick goes to third base. And holding up at first was Ibarra. Sacrifice fly for Holt. And she incidentally was the 9th batter of the inning. And here is the 10th batter, Wimpy, and she gets one towards second and a race to the base. Noska picking up the ground ball Beatty Barr to the bag at second, and the inning is over. But the Maidens send 10 batters to the plate here in the third inning. And they score 5 times on a total of 3 hits, a couple of errors, and they leave a couple of runners. So we're through 3 innings. Maidens 8, Lady Bulldogs nothing. We'll have more softball here in Columbus right after this.
Holub Real Estate, serving Central Texas and beyond for over 20 years, is a full-service real estate brokerage with offices in New Braunfels, Hallettsville, and Flatonia, specializing in farm and ranch, residential and commercial. Their customer service and sales results will meet or exceed your expectations. Stop by their Flatonia office at 205 West South Main Street to see Bernadine Kiner, or call her at 361-772-5105. For information on their listing and their company, visit holubrealestate.com.
The Flatonia National Bank, a branch of the First National Bank of Shiner, is your hometown bank offering traditional banking that is here to stay. Being a community bank means supporting local schools, churches, and nonprofit organizations so that we can build a better community together. So join Flatonia National Bank in supporting the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs in today's softball playoff game. Go Lady Bulldogs! Please visit Flatonia National Bank in person or online at fnbshiner.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The NHL playoffs this year a little bit. Okay, here we go to the 4th inning. Jaylee Trussell, Kozler, and Coyle. And boy, Flatonia needs to get something going here. There's a roller back out of the circle, picking it up. Sailor Burris over to first. Oh, they got a safe call there. Good hustle there by Trussell. That was close. Infield hit for Jaylee Trussell. Yeah, that's their second hit of the night. Trussell's got them both. That ended a streak of 8 straight batters. They're retired by Burris. Hey, we'll take anything at this point. It's a base runner. Here's Emma Kozler. Strike call at the knees. Lady Dogs need some runs here. They're down 8 runs here in the top of the 4th inning. There's the pitch. That's up and away for ball. All right, Burris ready. Swing and a miss. As Kozer took a cut over a drop ball there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Trussell at first beat out the infield single. 1-2. Strike 3 call. Took a hard one right through there for strike 3. And Kozer down on strikes for the second time. That's 8 strikeouts already for Sailor Burris. And here's Kara Coyle, who was the strikeout victim back in the first inning. Lady Dogs are batting here in the top of the 4th. Swinging a foul. Good cut there by Coyle. Fouled it straight back. Burris ready, swinging a grounder, slowly hit towards short. Tough play for Wimpy. That's going to be late. That's an infield hit. And Flatonia's got a couple of base runners on slow rollers in the infield that they have beaten out for base hits. They have 3 hits now. And that'll bring up Braylee Nieto, the DP, who went down looking her first time. All right, Nieto steps in. All right, Burr is ready to pitch. Swinging a foul a little bit late. He fouled it off right here in front of us. Right-handed batter. The 0-1 pitch from Burris. Swing and a foul back. Had a good cut at that one. Just missed that one. It's 0-2. Two on, one out for Flatonia. All right, Burr is ready to pitch to Nieto. Strike three call, passing on the outside corner, and there's two gone. Nine strikeouts for Burris. And here's Emma Klozik, the right fielder, went down swinging her first time, the left-handed batter. Pitch to Klozik, swings through that one a little late for strike one. All right, the 0-1, swinging a pop-up behind the plate. That'll be squeezed easy by Benavides. And that will do it here for Flatonia. They get a couple of infield hits, but couldn't manufacture anything out of that after that. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 left. Halfway through, bottom of the 4th coming up. Still Ganado's Maidens 8, the Lady Bulldogs nothing. We'll have more softball here in Columbus in our nightcap right after this.
Thinking of building a new home? Call Don Mikulinka Custom Builder Incorporated at 361-865-9217. No matter what size of home, they're ready to make your home building experience a pleasant one. Contact Don Mikulinka Custom Builder Incorporated at 361-865-9217. Let them help you make your dream home come true. Owners Don and Beverly are proud to support the Lady Bulldogs softball team, wishing the Lady Bulldogs the best of luck in the playoffs. A proud sponsor of this broadcast.
Balcones Minerals has been keeping surfaces dry, clean, and safe since 1961 with high-quality, environmentally safe, absorbent clay products and minerals. They also offer competitive pricing and convenient packaging on orders. Located at 323 Balcones Lane in Flatonia. Call 361-865-3544 with any questions. Balcones Minerals in Flatonia is proud to support the Flatonia athletic teams, wishing the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs the best of luck in the softball playoffs.
All right, the Maidens come up to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning here in Columbus. Very comfortable night, a little south breeze blowing. And the Maidens will send up their 3, 4, and 5 hitters here. Benavides, Stoncic, and Palacios facing Daly Trussell. They've had a 3-run first and a 5-run third. They have 6 hits on the night for the Maidens. And the first pitch in to Benavides is a ball. The catcher, she has driven in 2 runs, one with a ground ball and one with a triple. The 1-0. There's a shot in the right. That's a line drive, and that's going to be a base hit. Klozik got it back in quickly with another hard hit ball for Ganado. Benavides now with her 2nd hit. Kyla Stoncic, the designated player, with a walk. She's reached on an error, scored 2 runs, and also has a run batted in. There's a swing and a foul. It's hit in the mid. The runner's going, and the ball bounces in there and a stolen base. They have been running the bases tonight, too. So a runner in scoring position for Kyla Stoncic, who has a 1-strike count, right-handed hitter. And here it comes. Swinging a fly ball in the center on the line, taken by Croyle, and no movement by Benavides, the third on that line drive to straightaway center for the first out. bring up Faith Palacios is the scheduled batter here. But I think it looks like Ganado's going to pin a runner at second base here for Benavides. For she is the catcher, so that ought to be the courtesy runner back out there, Haley Burris. So Palacio steps in. She is doubled, reached on an error, scored twice, takes one low and outside for ball. She's also driven in a run. Flatonia's got to be careful. They cannot allow any more runs here. They're down 8 here in the bottom of the 4th. That's outside for ball, and it's a ball and a strike here to Palacios with Pena on deck. Haley Burris, the runner at second. That's a pop-up out behind second. Second baseman moving over. That'll be Sadie Noska, and she'll make the play just on the edge where if there was real grass coming up against the dirt behind the bag for the second out. All right, here's Raylene Pena. A walk and a single for her with a run batted in. Still has that runner at second with 2 outs now. And that's had a low out strike. Track called the runner on the pitch was moving and steals third base. In a baseball game, you ain't stealing third base with 2 outs, but whatever. All right, Pena now with a 1-ball count. That's low and outside. And it's you've had, 1 ball and a strike. Yeah, I thought so. All right, Trussell ready. That's high and away for ball. Pena gets ahead 2-1. Haley Burris running at third base, 2 outs. All right, Trussell ready. There's a line drive in the center. That's a hit, and that'll make it 9-0 as Burris trots home from third base on the second RBI single of the night for Raylene Pena. That'll bring up Paisley Hayaski, their first baseman, a 1-for-2 night with a run scored. And that's a swing and a foul back. Into the screen off the third base side. All right, Trussell ready. Fly ball deep down the right field line. That's going back, and that's off the wall. That'll be extra bases. Here comes Pena from first, coming around third to score. Stopping at third base with a triple, Paisley Hayaski, and that's 10-0. And that just missed by a couple of feet from going out of here by Hayaski. That's her second hit, and that's a triple. And, of course, trotting home all the way from first, Raylene Pena. And now it makes it a 10-0 ball game, which means Flatonia has to score in the top of the next inning now. Just a matter of how many. All right, we got a hitter here for Bundig. This is going to be Isabel Tristan batting. Pinch hitter with a runner at third. Trussell ready, and that's wide for ball. So they had a 3-run first, a 5-run third. Now they've added the 2 here in the 5th, and they have a runner still at third base with 2 outs. There's a strike called into Isabel Tristan, the pinch hitter. All right, to 1-1. Swinging a foul straight back. Ganado, the number 1 seed in 2A Division 1 out of 29 2A, and they were actually the overall district champion. 1-2. Strike three call, low outside corner, and that will end the inning. But now Flatonia is in a position now where they have to score here as the Maidens pick up a run, or 2 runs rather, on 1-2 hits. No errors and a runner left at third. So we're going to the top half of the 5th inning. And it's now a 10-0 ball game, and Flatonia is in a must-score situation to keep this first game alive here in this playoff round. We'll be back right after this.
J. Bar B Foods has production plants in Weldon, Weimar, and they offer quality sausage and specialty meat products for retail and food service operations. If you'd like to learn more, visit their website, jbfoods.com. That's J. Bar B Foods, proudly serving the area since 1959, family owned and operated by the Janechka family. And J. Bar B Foods is proud to be a sponsor of this broadcast, sending the best of luck wishes to the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs softball team.
For over 60 years, a trusted name for high-caliber paving and seal coating work has been J&P Farick Paving in Flatonia. They're knowledgeable in road construction, maintenance, parking lots, driveways, and they do concrete work. Call 361-772-0054. You can drive all over their work and not have to worry. The entire Farick family wishes the Flatonia Lady Bulldogs good luck in tonight's match. Special shout out to Amelia Farick, Penelope Farick, Matilda Farick, and future Bulldog Anderson J. Farick.
All right, 5th inning, Sadie Noshka starts it for Flatonia. First pitch she sees is a ball low and away, and Flatonia right now with 3 hits, but the number is they're down 10-0 here in the 5th inning. There's a strike right in there from Burris, who's thrown a lot of those tonight. It's Oscar, Richter, and Templeton. Ganado continues to play add-on 3, 5, and 2-run innings so far through the first 4 for them. Bringing a grounder. That's going to be in the right field, and that's going to be a base hit. The right fielder made an effort. Lacey Hoka tried to throw her out at first, which can happen in softball, but Noshka hustling gets the base hit, and the Lady Dogs have a base runner here with nobody out. For Blakely Richter, their first baseman, who struck out swinging her first time. All right, Burris has pitched a bunt, and it just rolls foul. Well, that ball just died in that turf and then had a little left turn and went foul. All right, Noshka at first. Burris ready. Again, a bunt attempt popped up, caught by their catcher, Burnett, and they throw back to first, and they doubled up. Noshka off the first. As Benavides made a good play on that pop that wasn't that high off the bunt, and then they caught Noshka off the bag, and that's a double play, and now all of a sudden the Lady Bulldogs are down to their last out. Katie Templeton will come up to the plate. Strike right through there at the knees from Burris, and it's 0-1. All right, Burris ready. Here it comes, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Boy, tied her up on that one a little bit late, and it's 0-2. The good Ganado team. Aggressive, hits the ball. They got a pitcher. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's going to do it. Here in the 5th inning for Flatonia, they get a base hit. No runs on a hit. No errors. Nobody left. And in a run rule ball game here in game 1 of this series, as the Maidens use 3, crooked number of innings here to win this one in 5 innings, 10-0, to take a 1-game-to-none lead over the Flatonia Bulldogs. But the nice thing about it is you still got game 2 tomorrow. We'll be back right after this here to Columbus.
The Flatonia Livestock Commission Company has been family-owned and operated by the Beck family for over 40 years. It's located in Flatonia at 1500 U.S. Highway 90 East. Their sale is every Monday at 11:30 a.m. Flatonia Livestock receives livestock 7 days a week. That's right, 7 days a week. They have holding pens in LaGrange at 1197 Carroll Lane. Call 968-5120. They also have holding pens in Ellinger at 4824 Kazmersky Road. Contact Ron Beck Jr. at 361-772-4806. Flatonia Livestock would like to thank all of you for your continued business. Their customers leave with a smile on their face. And here's a reminder, they will have a sale Memorial Day, Monday, May 26th. Hope to see you there. Wishing all of you a safe and happy Memorial Day. Selling your livestock is Flatonia Livestock's business. Once again, thank you from the Beck family and Flatonia Livestock Commission Company.
The Flatonia Family Health Center improves lives through health and wellness programs. The clinic offers quality care and programs in a professional, convenient, and cost-effective and accessible manner. Telehealth and in-person appointments are available. To make an appointment, call 361-865-3302. The clinic is located at 230 West North Main in Flatonia. The Flatonia Family Health Center is backing the Flatonia Bulldogs, and they are happy to be a part of this broadcast.
S&S Grain Incorporated in Flatonia is happy to be a part of today's playoff broadcast. S&S Grain Incorporated has been a family-owned and operated business for well over 50 years. Their business is transporting grain, and they move a lot of it all over Texas. They're located at 202 South Ferris Street in Flatonia. S&S Grain Incorporated sends out the best of luck wishes to the Flatonia Bulldogs and the Lady Dogs. Get your propane delivered on time, every time, from Tex Propane, headquartered in Schulenburg, plus locations in Bastrop and Moulton. They offer a variety of tank sizes, delivery options, tank monitoring, and easy online bill pay. Tex Propane has spent decades helping residential and business customers solve their propane needs, serving Bastrop, Fayette, Lavaca, and Gonzales counties. Call 800-343-7065 or 743-3351. Family owned and operated since 1965.
Joel's Barbecue in Flatonia is open 7 days a week, and they serve delicious barbecue. They smoke their barbecue in wood pits until it gets that sweet, dark, delicious look and flavor. Come by and try Joel's Barbecue. They're located at I-10 West and FM 609 in Flatonia. Family owned and operated. Joel's Barbecue in Flatonia supports the Flatonia Lady Dogs and Bulldogs. They are proud to be a sponsor of this broadcast. Call David Urban Bookkeeping and Tax Service for professional assistance in preparing your personal or business taxes. They're up to date on the tax laws, and they know how they affect your return. Call David Urban Bookkeeping and Tax Service. They will also handle your accounting and payroll needs. Their Flatonia office is at 315 North Main. Their number, 361-865-2301. David Urban Bookkeeping supports the Flatonia Bulldogs, wishing them good luck in today's game.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Texas at highschoolofficials.com.
All right, welcome back to Columbus. Well, quick one here in this nightcap. Ganado, strong team, defeated Flatonia tonight 10-0, but that's only game one of the series. Remember, you got to play another one tomorrow. So if Flatonia can pull that one off tomorrow night, they could force that third game on Saturday. But pretty dominant from Ganado tonight from the start. 3 runs in the first, 5 in the second and the third, and they added 2 more in the fourth inning. So they have 10 runs on 8 hits. They made no errors and left 4 runners on base. For Flatonia, no runs, 4 hits, 3 errors, leaving 3. And their offense was good, and Flatonia just had a hard time putting anything together against the Ganado pitcher, Sailor Burris, who pitches basically a 5-inning shutout tonight with a total of 10 strikeouts. She was pretty dominant, and the offense was dominant on their end. So Ganado goes up 1-0 in this series over Flatonia. They'll come back here tomorrow night for Game 2. That's a 6 o'clock game tomorrow for Flatonia and against Ganado. And then Weimar will come back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock against Shiner, down 1-0. So our 2 Highway 90s have to win tomorrow to stay in the playoffs to try to get to Game 3 on Saturday. And again, the final in this one in a 5-inning game, 10-0 for the Ganado Maidens. And just to update you a little bit on a couple of other games here real quick before we wrap it up, the Flatonia Bulldogs baseball team won Game 1 of their series over Burton tonight, 6-4. Game 2 tomorrow night in Bastrop. And the Leopards in a familiar spot, down 1-0, lost a tight one tonight to Bridge City, 4-2 at Reckling Park at Rice University in Houston. It was a 4-0 game. LaGrange scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Had 2 on base, but that was as close as they got, and they'll have to win one tomorrow night at Summer Creek High School in the Humble School District to try to even up that series. Tomorrow, we will have a doubleheader, 2 different spots. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll be at Willis for Game 1 of the Round Top Carmine Spurger 1A baseball series at 4:30, and then at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Brandon Williams will have the play-by-play for the 1-game round between the Schulenburg Shorthorns and the Johnson City Eagles. That'll be at Seguin. So RTC at 4:30, Schulenburg at 7 o'clock tomorrow night for a doubleheader of playoff baseball action. All right, want to thank these fine folks. Hullab Real Estate, the Flatonia Hullab Real Estate, along with Don Michalika Custom Builders, Balcones Minerals, J-Bar-B Foods, the Flatonia Livestock Commission Company, J&P Farick Paving, the Flatonia LaGrange Family Health Center, S&S Grain Incorporated, Tex Propane Incorporated, the Flatonia National Bank, Joel's Barbecue, and David Urban Bookkeeping and Tax Service. Thank all those folks for being a part of it. We thank y'all for listening. Want to thank the crew here at Columbus. They're helping us out, and hopefully a better day tomorrow as Weimar and Flatonia now both face must-wins tomorrow here in Columbus to stay in the softball playoffs. All right, that'll do it. For Mike Anders, I'm Gary Dushek. Enjoy your evening, everybody. Good night from Columbus High School.